Welcome to the Bedhead Bible Study, number 21. Well, I got to do this one quick because I got to pack for Haiti. Yeah, I'm leaving for Haiti tomorrow, and I'm on the mend of being sick for a few days, which is why I haven't done much of this bedhead stuff, because quite frankly, it would have been even more delirious than yesterday's. So we're jumping right into the second part from yesterday. We talked about where Peter says, "How many times do I forgive my brother?" And Jesus says 70 times 7. We talked about the part before that. Now we're going to talk about the part after that. It's a part that struck a lot of fear in the heart of a lot of people because I have a feeling that we've missed the major point of this parable. Let me give you the parable in a nutshell, and then I'll put the graphics up and so you can see how it plays out. So essentially the way the story works out is like this. There's a servant comes to his master and he owes him a ton of money, and the master says, "Hey, pay me what you owe me now." And it's a ton of money. And the servant says, "Man, I have the money to pay you." And the master goes, "Okay, then we're going to sell off everything you have, your family, your possessions. We're just going to sell it all off." And the servant goes, "Oh my goodness," falls down and begs, "Have patience with me. I'll pay you the entire debt." The master hears the heart of the servant and shows him mercy and shows him grace just because he asked for it, and gives him what he asked for. Gives him his freedom. Gives him his freedom from the debt. And the servant goes out completely debt-free from that master. An amazing gift. It'd be great if the story just stopped right there. But this servant who's just been forgiven goes and finds a fellow servant, one of his equal, one of his peers, who owes him a little bit of money, and makes the same exact demand upon his fellow servant. Now, when he makes that demand, the other servant does the exact same thing that the forgiven servant has just done. "Have patience with me, and I'll pay you everything." But this forgiven servant won't listen. And what he does is he throws his fellow servant into prison. He throws him in jail until he can pay the entire debt. Well, people hear about this, and they go back to the master. They say to the master, "Hey, here's what this guy did. This guy you forgave." The master calls him back and says, "Hey, look, you should have paid this thing forward, man. I showed you a ton of grace. You could have showed a little bit of grace. You didn't do anything. You showed no grace to this person at all. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn you over to the jailers to be tortured and tormented until you pay the entire debt." Now, this is a fascinating part of the story because, and don't miss this, the first punishment the master was going to level was, "I'm going to sell everything you have. In other words, I'm going to take all your possessions, take your family, the whole bit. We're going to sell them all off." The servant who is forgiven has a different punishment. Throw him in prison. Turn him over to jailers. And what does the master do? The master hears about this, calls the servant back to him. Says, "Hey, didn't I forgive you? You're supposed to forgive somebody else and pay it forward, man. Send it on forward. If somebody shows you some goodness, you turn around and show that goodness to somebody else." In other words, that act of grace is supposed to change your heart. When we don't let grace change our lives, we reflect a nature and a character of a God that doesn't exist. Catch what I just said. We reflect a nature and character that is not like God when we don't allow grace to heal, to touch our heart. Find somebody in your life that needs grace today and extend some grace to them. Extend mercy to them. Extend forgiveness and kindness to them. Extend love to somebody who's hard to love. And let the grace of Christ have its healing effect on your heart. Just because we've been forgiven doesn't guarantee that we're going to have that same impact on somebody else unless we let that forgiveness change us from the inside out.